A cabin in the woods, stacks of your favorite board games, snacks within arm's reach, and a full weekend with zero obligations, just laughter, strategy, and maybe a little betrayal over a game of Twilight Imperium. Sounds like a dream? Well, it doesn't have to be. A well-organized board game weekend can be the ultimate escape for you and your friends, but only if you plan it right. Whether you're wrangling a group of 5 or 15, pulling off a flawless game retreat takes more than just packing your favorite titles. You've got logistics, group dynamics, and a whole lot of snacks to think about. From finding the perfect location to making sure no one forgets their toothbrush or worse, the rulebook, this video will walk you through every step of crafting an unforgettable weekend filled with meeples, dice, and memories. Let's break down exactly how to do it. I'm Jake and this is nerdsection.com. Chapter 1. The planning. You start by defining how many people you'll invite. We recommend 7 to 8 players. That sweet spot lets you split into simultaneous groups without awkward pairings. If you have 6 or fewer, it's easy for 1 or 2 to get stuck playing 2-player games when they could have stayed home and avoided this whole weekend affair. Next up, finding those participants. Scan your friendship circle for people who already play games. And then maybe look a level deeper. Friends of friends who might vibe with your crew. Create a shared group chat on WhatsApp or whatever platform you use to keep everyone in the loop. And don't pick just based on who loves board games. Shared interests outside the hobby help keep the chemistry smooth throughout the weekend. Then, how long should this weekend be? We recommend 3 to 4 nights, ideally Thursday through Sunday. That gives you enough time to unpack, play deeply, have a breather day, and not feel rushed. Picking dates wisely is crucial. Are there public holidays coming up that you can use? Building the weekend around a holiday or long weekend means people don't have to take too many vacation days off work. Big win for attendance. Finally, time to find your location. Think about sleeping space. Do you want actual beds, fold-out beds, or sofas? Make sure you have enough big tables and chairs for everyone, plus good lighting and sun protection if you're using outdoor tables. In summer, is there a garden, grill, or even a pool for fresh air breaks? In winter, is there cozy space to retreat to? Avoid touristy spots if you want lower cost. You're not there to sightsee. In hot months, air conditioning is essential because you'll be inside gaming for hours. Preferably a self-catering setup. Summer grill is always fun. Check there's parking. Think now who will share which bedroom. Check cancellation policies. You need enough time to collect payments from everyone before committing. And ideally, collect at least the location cost up front so people are committed and less likely to back out. Platforms like Airbnb work great for finding these setups. Once you've nailed these 5 pillars, group size, finding people, duration, scheduling, and location, your planning stage is solid. Then you can move on to prepping the games, packing list, and the rest of the weekend magic. Chapter 2. The preparation. Okay, the guest list is locked in, the date is set, and the hype is real. But now comes the part that separates the chaotic good from the lawful legends: preparation. You don't want to roll initiative and realize no one brought dice, or worse, snacks. So let's break it down level by level. First up, the games. Don't just show up with a trunk full of cardboard chaos. Set up a shared online document where everyone can list the games they're bringing or dying to try. Pro tip, highlight the heavy hitters. This is your chance to finally crack open that dust-covered copy of Twilight Imperium or burn through a chapter of that legacy game that's been sitting half-finished since last year. Got an idea for a mini tournament? Now's the time to plan it. And don't forget group bangers, games that thrive in large groups like Captain Sonar, 2 Rooms and a Boom, or Feed the Kraken. You're not just packing games, you're curating an experience. Next, the rules. No one wants to spend 2 hours watching someone fumble through a rulebook while everyone else slowly dies inside. Each participant should take ownership. If you're bringing a game, know the rules. And as the organizer, make it clear. If you want a smooth weekend, spread the prep. That way, when multiple tables are running in parallel, there's always someone who can teach a game without tanking the tempo. Now, let's talk carpooling. Unless everyone lives 5 minutes away, it makes no sense for every nerd to roll up in their own car. Coordinate who's riding with whom based on geography and maybe vibes. Car rides are part of the bonding, and splitting gas money means more budget for board games and burritos. Plus, fewer cars means easier parking means less chaos. Then comes room assignments. Not everyone's besties. And some folks, they snore like an elder god awakening. You want harmony, not a weekend-long sleep war. Group folks by friendships or shared interests, and ask in advance about any sleeping quirks. It might feel awkward, but it's way better than someone rage quitting over 72 hours of sleepless nights. And finally, food. Here's the trick. Don't wait to shop until you arrive. Pack some essentials for the road and grab your first round of groceries before you get there. Think drinks, snacks, maybe a frozen pizza or two. You want your first night to be about victory points, not grocery carts. Trust me, kicking off the weekend with a stress-free meal and a quick game will set the perfect tone. This isn't just logistics, it's party prep for a weekend of unforgettable, nerdy glory. Chapter 3: The Packing List. Okay, so you've nailed the invite list, locked in the location and stocked up on snacks. But there's one thing that can make or break your board game weekend, and that's the packing. Yes, my friend, if someone forgets the dice or the power strip, chaos will reign. Let's talk essentials. First off, your games. Don't just dump your entire Kallax shelf into the trunk. Be strategic. Choose a balanced mix. Something light for the mornings, something heavy and crunchy for the evenings, and maybe a party game or two for late night chaos. Make sure they're all complete. Nothing worse than realizing Terraforming Mars is missing its resource cubes. Second, accessories. Dice trays, card sleeves, playmats, timers, extra pens, notepads and player aids. Bring them. These little helpers keep your sessions flowing and minimize arguments over rules or components. Third, tech. Extension cords, power banks, lamps if your venue lighting sucks, and chargers. Trust me, someone's phone will die mid-session, probably right as they're checking the FAQ on Board Game Geek. Fourth, clothing. Pack comfy clothes for lounging, an extra hoodie in case it gets cold, and maybe a second pair of shoes if you're going anywhere outdoors. Also, deodorant. Don't be that guy. And finally, the overlooked MVPs. Meds, snacks, water bottles, paper towels, and a mini first aid kit. Someone always cuts themselves, opening a shrink-wrapped box or gets a migraine mid-Eurogame. If all this sounds like a lot to remember, don't worry, we've got you. Head over to nerdsection.com and download our ultimate board game weekend packing list. It's detailed, it's printable, and it's been tested in the wild. Chapter 4: The Board Game Weekend. First things first, the games. If your crew isn't super tight yet, start light. Icebreaker games, casual card games, something like Codenames or Just One, can break the awkward silence faster than a mimic in a treasure chest. Don't hit everyone with a 4-hour Eurogame before they've even remembered each other's names. Now, typically, the heavy hitters, the crunchy, brain-melting strategy games shine in the late morning or early afternoon, when caffeine levels are high and no one's in a food coma yet. Terraforming Mars, Scythe, Twilight Imperium. If you're feeling insane, these belong in the strategic heart of your Saturday. But come evening, chill vibes only. That's when party games, deception games, and chaotic energy take over. We're talking Cold Express, Wavelength, Secret Hitler. Games where you can laugh, yell, and accuse your friends of betrayal while the beer flows and the snacks get demolished. Speaking of which, food. Never underestimate how much gamers eat. For breakfast, keep it simple and cost effective. Cereals, scrambled eggs, maybe some heat and serve bread rolls. Lunch and dinner, pasta, curry, or even a barbecue are perfect for feeding hungry nerds without spending your entire mana pool. And don't forget the holy trinity of board game snacking: salty, sweet, and carbonated. Chips, Haribo, energy drinks, craft beer, you know the drill. And while everyone's busy trying to outwit each other, make sure someone's snapping photos. You're not just building memories, you're building ammo for the group chat. Because let's be real, someone always bails last minute and nothing says you messed up like a carousel of smiling faces and full tables they weren't part of. Now, costs. Track that stuff? Seriously, nothing kills the post-weekend vibe like arguments over who paid for what. Use an app like Splitwise to log expenses as you go. Transparent, fair, and no awkwardness when it's time to settle up. On the final day, before everyone scatters back to their real lives, take 5 minutes to get some feedback. What worked? What sucked? What do they want next time? Not only does it help you level up the next event, it also sparks the delicious little post-game FOMO. People will want a next time. And then the part no one wants to think about, the cleanup. Especially if you've rented an Airbnb or a lodge, leave time for it, assign people, and whatever you do, don't forget garbage bags. Not one, not two, a lot. Trust me, you'll need them. And that's your perfect board game weekend, in action. Organized chaos, tactical brilliance, late night laughs, and a fridge that slowly gets emptier every hour. Chapter 5, Bonus Tips. Alright, so you've got the squad, the snacks, the stack of cardboard chaos, and your legendary board game weekend is basically a reality. But before you roll initiative and go full dungeon master, let's talk about a few bonus tips that can take this whole experience from great to god tier. First off, let's address the end of day brain melt, you know the one. After 12 hours of bluffing, battling, and bribing your friends in a game of Cosmic Encounter, your brain is basically mashed potatoes. This is where a good old TV setup can swoop in and save the vibe. Not for binging Netflix though, no. I'm talking Jackbox party games, baby. Boot up some Quiplash or Fibbage and let the chaos continue with zero setup and max stupidity. It's the perfect wind down, while still keeping the game night energy alive. Second power move, board game rentals. Yeah, that's right. Some local game stores or online services let you rent games you've never even seen on a YouTube review thumbnail. This is a killer way to test out those big box monsters you wouldn't normally buy, or just add some wildcards to your weekend lineup. It's also a diplomatic solution to that one guy who only plays Terraforming Mars. You know who you are. And finally, this one's spicy. Try a digital detox. I mean it. No TikTok scrolls, no Reddit rabbit holes, no doom scrolling X late at night. Lock those phones away like the cursed artifacts. Just analog vibes, real conversation, and maybe some late night werewolf accusations that threaten lifelong friendships. It's rare these days to just exist in the moment with your crew, so lean into it. The group chat can wait. So, whether you're throwing dice or throwing shade, remember, a little planning and a few pro tips can turn your board game weekend into a legend your friend group talks about for years, right after they forgive you for that backstab in Betrayal at House on the Hill. Whether you're slinging spells in Gloomhaven or backstabbing your way to glory in Catan, remember, it's not just about the games, it's about the memories you build around them. So plan smart, prep well, and don't forget the snacks or the rulebooks. If you enjoyed this guide, you will definitely want to check out our deep dive into a cardboard classic, The Dark Monopoly Story. Trust me, it's not a game night tale you think it is. Hit that link and I'll see you there.